Hey everybody, Corn-Fed Lady here, and today's Valentine's Day, so that means it's bunny breeding time on our homestead again. Now it's still a little cold outside and we've got some freezing rain today, so here we are in the bunny shed and I'm going to introduce all the rabbits to you before we start breeding them. So first up in here we've got Coco. Now Coco is our new male breeder. I don't know if you've been following our channel or not, but we used to have a male breeder in here named Mr. McFeely. He was our original male breeder and he was a Flemish giant. Now Coco here is actually the baby of Brains and Chunky Bunny, who are on the other side, and I'll show you them in a minute. And Chunky Bunny and Brains are the babies of Beebs and Midnight, which I'll show you here a little bit closer in a minute too. So Coco is 5 months old now, which is the same age that Mr. McFeely was when he started breeding. And he used to breed again with Beebs and Midnight over here. So Coco is the replacement breeder for these two girls, and he's only going to be filling in with them for this year. And then these two girls will actually be retiring at the end of this year. So Coco will be getting a couple of new girls, and I'll explain where they're going to be coming from when we make it over to the other side of the shed. So again, Coco will be breeding with Beebs and Midnight. Now Beebs and Midnight are our original female breeders, and they are New Zealand rabbits. They came from a local breeder, and they are just over 3 years old now. Beebs and Midnight have both had about 6 litters. Midnight only had 5 because she didn't take one time. So they are proven parents. They're both very good moms. And they will start breeding, like I said, with Coco today. And they've just got this time and one more time in the end of summer when we breed them. Hey, Midnight. And then they'll get to retire. And we'll be building them a retirement hutch behind this bunny shed, which looks something like this cage that we have our pet bunny Nibs in. So it's going to be a double-decker cage, but of course it'll be larger than this because he's a mini rabbit and they're full-size rabbits. So they'll have a double-decker cage each out behind the bunny shed later on this year so that they can retire and just spend their last couple years playing in the yard and having fun. Alright, so now let's go over and take a look at the other trio of breeders that we have on the other side of the bunny shed here. And in case you didn't know what a trio of breeders is, that's where you have one male and 2 females. Now they don't all breed at the same time together like an orgy, but the male can breed with actually like 5 to 7 different females within a week. So we breed our males with 2 different females. We'll let him breed with 1 female today and the other female tomorrow. That way he gets to rest in between. So in our second trio here, the male breeder is Chunky Bunny. Hey, Chunks. And Chunky Bunny is the son of Beebs, who we just saw on the other side of the shed, and Mr. McFeely, who's the male that passed away. Chunky Bunny is just over 2 years old. He is a proven breeder. He's already bred multiple times with Pinky and the Brains, the girls in here, who I'll show you in a second. And Chunky Bunny is, like I said, the baby of Beebs and Mr. McFeely. So he's a mix between a New Zealand, which gives him these beautiful colors with the whites and grays and blues. And he's also mixed with a Flemish giant, which gives him these big, huge ears and the really large, growing, fast-growing body. Now, we like this combination of genes because we raise our rabbits for meat. And with the Flemish giant thrown into the mix, we get these very fast-growing, large rabbits, which are quick to process for meat. Now, of course, Chunky Bunny will never be meat. He'll eventually retire in the side yard, too, when he gets old enough. And like I said, Chunky Bunny will be breeding with Pinky and the Brains. So here are some sisters, Pinky and the Brains. And these two are the offspring or the daughters of Midnight and again Mr. McFeely, who has passed away. So they also have the Flemish giant gene in them from their dad and the New Zealand genes from their mom. So you can see Pinky is a very pretty bluish gray color. She's trying to hide from me because she knows I'm doing stuff with the cameras. So she gets that pretty coloring from the New Zealand side. And you can also see, or hopefully you can tell, she's quite long or quite large. And that's from the Flemish Giant side. So again, we like this combination. They grow out really fast, really large, and they're wonderful creatures to have on our homestead. And Brains and Pinky were born on the same exact day as Chunky Bunny. Even though he was Beeb's baby and they were Midnight's baby, we had bred them on the same day. So all of these breeders were born on the same day. So they're all just over 2 years old now. And like I said, they have already successfully bred. I believe these ones have had 4 or 5 litters each. So they'll be breeding again today and getting us some more bunnies for meat on our homestead. And chunks. Now I did mention when we were over on the other side of the bunny shed that we're going to need some new female breeders to replace Beebs and Midnight. So we're actually going to keep some of Pinky's babies to breed with Coco because he is one of Brain's babies and we don't want to breed him with siblings. So we're taking the new females from our other breeder here, and we have Coco, which is the new male from this breeder here. Now, of course, at some point, we're going to have to bring new DNA into the mix here. We can't just keep interbreeding all of the rabbits' babies with each other because sometimes you'll see DNA defects or birth defects show up. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. So next time when we need new breeders, we're going to be purchasing them from outside of the homestead. Now, when you're breeding rabbits, you always want to make sure to put the female into the male's cage. And the reason for that is the male is easily distracted, especially by new smells and things going on. So if you put the boy in the girl's cage, he's going to be distracted by all her stuff. So that's why we always put the female in with the male so that he's not distracted and he stays focused on the breeding. So that being said, we're going to have to go ahead and clean out the boys' cages so that when the girls go in there, there's nothing for them to get hurt on or messed up by. So it's kind of messy in here. We've been near 0 or sometimes just below 0 for temperatures, and that's Fahrenheit, not Celsius. So we've left them quite the layer of bedding in here. Usually I keep it a lot cleaner so that all you see is the cage floor like this. But since it's been so cold, I've allowed them to kind of build up a pile of hay for them to sleep on. You can see he does have a foot pad in here. It's not like the hay is the only thing to get him off the wire. But this hay, or this extra layer of hay that I leave in here in the winter, seems to really help keep them warm on those cold nights. So I let it build up a little bit when it's frigid out. But since we're breeding them today, I'm going to go ahead and clean all this out. You can see he's got a little pile of frozen poop too, so I'm going to have to try to get that out of there. And then we'll come back after I get this cleaned up and we'll breed him with Beebs first. And then we'll breed him with Midnight tomorrow. And I'm going to put all this in the same video so you guys won't have to watch 2 separate parts or anything. After we get him done in here, we'll go over and clean out Chunky Bunny's cage and get him breeding with Pinky first. And then he'll be with Brains tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get this party started. About fell out. Good job, thanks. That's good, Carolyn. Hey, Coco. You ready to try out something new? tell everyone. Well, I guess that about does it for the bunny breeding this weekend. Now, these 4 mamas in here should have their babies in about 31 to 32 days. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on the new baby bunny video soon to come in about a month. Y'all have a good one. Bye. Are you grooming her a little bit first? That's nice. That's good boy, Coco. You're being a good boy, aren't you? Yes. Yes, you are. I'm so good boy. Yes, you are. Good job, Beavers. That's good, Bunny Buns.